Blog Talk Radio.
Hi, I'm the Iron Reverend Jake Slayer, and welcome to another edition of Wrasslin Dirty with me, the Iron Reverend, the dirtiest player on Wrestler Unstoppable. So call it on Skype, join the chat, learn how to master moves, or just give us your thoughts. And now, time for our show. And hello, and I am the Iron Reverend Jake Slayer. And welcome to our first edition of Wrasslin Dirty with me, the dirtiest player on Wrestler Unstoppable, the latest and greatest wrestling game on Facebook. So, call in, discuss the game, learn how to cheat, be with me, because right now that's pretty much all I have. So I invite you to call in, join the chat for Wrasslin Dirty with me, the Iron Reverend Wrestler Unstoppable. Now, I do find this game fun. This is a good game. Now, enjoy it quite a bit. Now, it's a Facebook game, and I am not a gamer. Not at all. Not good at gaming. But, on Facebook, Wrestler Unstoppable is a great game. I had a PS2, I got rid of it. I'm a click-and-go guy. But this is a very good game. I am the Rev Jake Slayer. On Facebook, join me, be my training partner, play Wrestler Unstoppable. And wow, let's greet our guest in the chat room. There's Ashley is my name, who hopefully is going to log on to the switchboard and join the call and give me a hand. And welcome to our guest. Do any of you in the chat room play Wrestler Unstoppable on Facebook? Did you get my invitation? Did you come to give the dirtiest player in the game, some crap? If you did, welcome. Again, thank you for being on our show. And two, if you have nothing better to do than listen to me talk about Wrestler Unstoppable on 11 o'clock on Friday night, you really need to get a life, friends. You really do, but hey, hang out with me. So, as I said, you can call in for free and talk to the Iron Reverend about Wrestler Unstoppable at 914-803-4615, or it's free to call in with Skype and speak to the host. That's me. Woohoo! So, does anybody in the chat room or listening have a question about Wrestler Unstoppable? Because if you don't, that's all I got. Woohoo! Well, here's the thing that you might not know. My favorite thing about Wrestler Unstoppable is the public corporations. Now, in the public corporations, you can be in a private company. You can be the heavyweight champion of Go Blow a Goat Wrestling. And to me, that doesn't mean a thing, because there's 261,000 people actively playing Wrestler Unstoppable. And everyone starts in the bottom, and you work your way up into Elite Unstoppable Wrestling, where I am currently number 133 out of 809 players in Elite Unstoppable. But to get to that point, you had to go through the other public companies where there's 261,000 people. Well, so you know what? I'm number 133 out of at least 250,000 people on this game. So, that pretty much makes me king shit, and I am the dirtiest player in the game. And if you want to debate these statistics or anything, I say, please, post your comments in the chat room. Whatever you need. Just do it. Right now, really. Because if you're going to be a total failure, because I'm the wrestling retard, that's me. Woohoo! No, I'm just kidding. But no, does anybody have any opinion on Wrestler Unstoppable? I know you can hear me in the chat room. If you can hear me in the chat room, type something stupid. Just anything. This is my first show. And the switchboard is lighting up. Oh my gosh. Look how many people are calling. I can barely handle the overflow of calls. Who should we talk to first? Hold on 1 second.
For the next 2 hours, WGS Radio will take control of your ears. For all the best news, views, and information, wrestling style, you're listening to WrestlePound.
And yes, we are live right now on WGS Radio. And let me mention, on WGS Radio, if you like Wrestling Unstoppable, you probably like... What happened? No, I'm going to say, if you like Wrestler Unstoppable, you probably like fake professional wrestling. So, we also have another show on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. called Wrestledown, which is the best and informative show about wrestling on the internet. It's called Wrestledown on WGS Radio. It's Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. It's a good show. And if you like video gaming, join Ashley Is My Name on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. for Game Up, the most informative game show, talk show on Block Talk Radio. That's with Ashley Is My Name. So, any questions about anyone have about Wrestler Unstoppable, please let us know. Give a call. Or, I'm going to ramble on like a stone monkey, when I'm very good at it. Trust me. Okay. Well, I can see I've lost a guest, but I have a new one. Oh my gosh, look, it's the Reverend Jake Slayer. Goodness gracious, live in the chat room. Oh, here, we got a... Uh-oh. Hello. There we go. Here, no, we'll answer that. We'll answer this. And now we have a plethora of callers. Holy crap. Who do we have on the line first, please?
Hello.
Oh, we have, ooh, let me see if I can remember his Wrestler Unstoppable name, Donovan Russell.
Yep.
We also have the Cajun Destroyer and Rock Hard Robert Studd. Hopefully we'll be joined by Puffin on a Cock soon.
Yeah.
Well, I know you guys have played the game. Some of you more, some of you less. Some of you have complete mental breakdowns over the game. What are your opinions about Wrestler Unstoppable, gentlemen?
It's a great game. It's quite frustrating sometimes, but I mean, it's an awesome game.
If you're willing to put in the effort, you're going to get a lot out of it. That's all I'm going to say.
It is a great multiplayer-style RPG game. We don't really see that a lot, much on the internet, with or without animation. But Wrestler Unstoppable really does fit the mold as being one of those great RPG games that can really go places.
Oh yeah, I mean, one of my favorite features about it is, I mean, if you're not doing a whole lot, you can't turn on the animation. It makes it a lot more interesting, just sitting there and doing a Mafia Wars type thing where you just click on something and it shoots text across the screen. It actually shows the moves and everything else.
Now, I would agree with that to one point, but being me, the dirtiest player in the game, and I'll tell you, I can rifle off 6 dirty moves in a row without getting disqualified. If you do it with the animation on, it takes too long, and you will get disqualified. If you're gonna win, cheat to do it, win big. There's no magic bonus of coins for playing nice. Turn the animation off and just click eye gouge, eye gouge, eye gouge, 3 closed fist punches, a backbreaker, hit a fatigue boost, and then go with a power bomb and pin the son of a bitch on his first name and rub it in his face. Send him a message, go, you suck, you need a new fan.
Rev, can I ask you a question? How long has Wrestler Unstoppable been an active game? Do you know that?
Well, yes, I do. Longer than I've been playing it.
It seems as if it's only been out for a few months, quite honestly. I mean, from what I can gather on it.
I believe it launched sometime
honestly,
in the early part of this year, I believe. Let me just
honestly, I think it came out about October of last year, because I'm seeing people that are in the #1 spots. I'm level 70. I just made it to level 78 today. Oh, hi, Andy, in the chat room. How are you? Andy. I remember Andy's wrestler's name. I believe it's Puffin' on a Cock. I'm not sure. But I believe some of the people I'm wrestling, I'm level 78 now. And I've been playing it since June 30th. There are people that are like level 219, and I look when they started playing, and it says October 2000 of last year. So, probably close to a year now.
October 2000 of last year, huh?
What year is it? I've smoked a lot of weed and can't remember already.
2011.
And once again, I'd like to welcome everybody to the first show of Wrasslin' Dirty. Welcome, joining in our chat, call.
Rev, what do you find so appealing about the game Wrestler Unstoppable?
Rev, you're heavily breaking up.
Heavily breaking up.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Well, let's help Rev out here. We're starting to get a little bit better now, Rev.
All right, is that better? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Test. 1, 2,
yes.
1, 2.
Yes, we can hear you.
I had to put on my dollar headset from the Dollar Tree.
There we go.
Well, no, Billy, like I said, what I like about... everyone knows I'm not a gamer. I cannot play Xbox, PS3, R2-D2, 3CPO, anything like that with more than one button. But this is a game anyone can play. You click the mouse, but it's also a game that, well, Donovan Russell there will tell you, it's also a strategy game. You can't just click and win. You have to, like, go into a training mode. You have to master your moves. There's a lot of crap you actually have to accomplish. I mean, I think, Billy, you moved to level 28 yesterday and bought a cowboy hat, so.
Yes, I did.
One of the biggest things that I'm finding is you really have to keep up on your training, because if you don't, I mean, it's not like normal RPGs where you automatically advance your skills based on level. You actually have to train those, and those pertain to how much damage you're going to do, how easily you can dodge, the success rate of your attacks, all that stuff. So kind of sucks to find that out a little bit later, but whatever.
Now, Rev, I got one more question for you. Just looking at this game, does a person have to be a wrestling fan to play Wrestler Unstoppable?
No, you don't have to be a wrestling fan to play Wrestler Unstoppable, but it definitely helps. But if you're a wrestling fan and you go and play the game, you're really going to like it. But if you're not a wrestling fan and you play the game and you start to like it, well, I think you're going to actually become interested in professional wrestling.
According to this, Rev, it's been around for a fair bit Wrestler Unstoppable, but the 3D match mode started up in about May. So about 3-4 months back.
And you know what I'm finding with this game? Oh, thank you, Ashley. Or Rock Hard Robert Studley, man. Woohoo! God, I can't remember. I actually think my name's Reverend Jake Slayer now, thanks to you guys. Yeah. But, no, I mean, it's like, no, thank you, Ashley, but it's like what Nathan was saying about training. Also, with the training, the more you train, and what he said about, like, your moves work better and your defenses work better. Also, you can only get certain moves when your training advances. I believe I'm now eligible for the Tongan Death Grip.
And one quick note on the training, for those of you who tend to spend a lot of time just sitting there. In between matches, I mean, if you use the lower training times, you just go back and refill it in between matches, you actually end up training your skills a lot quicker than if you just click on the ones that take forever to train.
Oh, yes, you are correct. With if you're just sitting there clicking off matches just to play, do a 25-minute, push-up mode. But if you're going to walk away, and you'll get like 10 points in 30 minutes. But if you do a 2-hour one, you'd think you get like 90 or 100 points. It gives you a little less, but it gives you the option of walking away from your computer, but you still get the points, and you don't have to, keep adding training every 25 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean, I was doing the math because sometimes, like, I mean, as I'm doing other stuff, I'll leave it open. I'll just tend to go in there and train and do some matches. And I think on average you tend to make about 5% more towards your points for your things if you do the lowest level as opposed to doing the highest time level. And another advantage of doing that is on some of them the highest training level actually subtracts points from some of your other skills.
Yes, it does. I never used those. I made the mistake of using one of those modes because I was drunk and kept pushing the wrong button, and all of a sudden I was down to 0 on the purple one.
Yeah, that happens.
But it's okay, because I am truly the dirtiest player in the game, and I am going to be the Wrestler Unstoppable, because as we were talking about, now, Nathan, you play this game more than anyone else, out of all of us besides me. What do you think my theory on the public versus the private corporations are, and the rankings?
What's that?
You could be the heavyweight champion in Go Fuck a Goat League, which is a private corporation, but you're in Dragon Pro right now, which you had to work your way up to. After Dragon Pro, you'll be in Total Global Destruction, and then you'll finally be an Elite Unstoppable. Like I said, you can be the heavyweight champion in any private corporation, but you're still going to be listed in a public corporation. And I think the higher you are ranking in the public corporations is how you're ranking out of the whole game, not just, there's 261,000 active users playing that game. And they're all whether they're in a private company or not, they still have to be in a public company. So, and I am in the public company, Unstoppable Elite. There are currently 811 players in that top company, and I am number 133, which technically means I'm 133 out of all those 261,000 people. I mean, you might be level 214, but you're still in Dragon Pro, and so your rankings are going to be lower than mine overall.
Yeah.
I support the public company on Wrestler Unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, the public companies are good. The private companies do have their advantage as well. Seeing how you get contracted into those. Sometimes it sucks because you go ahead and you accept a contract, find out the company sucks balls, and you're stuck in it for 6 weeks or whatever. But I mean, I find that you can earn more money in the private companies than you can in the public companies. But quite honestly, I mean, in the public company, that's where you're going to see, really what you're made of.
And we have a new caller on Wrasslin' Dirty with the Iron Reverend Jake Slayer. It's WWE Fan. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Rev?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good? Hey, do you play Wrestler Unstoppable on Facebook?
No, not yet.
Oh, well, in that case, you're out of here. Bye-bye. Ha-ha. Whoopsie. No, you can stay. You can visit. It's okay. Thank you for your support.
You're welcome.
No, we're just talking
Did you just pretty much put WWE Fan down in the status of jockstrap?
Pretty much. Well, you gotta play the game. I'm gonna send you an invite to play the game, and if need be, you know what? I'll give you one of my accounts where I have many wrestlers. I have my main wrestler, the Iron Reverend, and here's something else that people get upset with on Wrestler Unstoppable. They start to, message back and forth, oh, look out for this guy, he has more than one account. Well, I have many accounts. That's how I cheated my way to the top. I needed 9 training partners and 11 fans to get a bonus. I made my own. That's why I'm the dirtiest player on Wrestler Unstoppable. And I will give somebody one of my accounts. I don't care. The next caller from the chat room can have a level 33 wrestler named Puffin' on a Cock. Yeah.
There you go, the challenge has been thrown down.
And we all know that WWE Fan loves Puffin' on a Cock.
Oh, no, we cannot insult WWE Fan until he starts playing the game.
I'm not insulting him. I'm professing his love for the character Puffin' on a Cock.
And you do know, if you were to pay for it, and you could give Puffin' on a Cock an entrance theme, you just know it'd be this.
I'm liking that. You know what? You don't have to be Puffin' on a Cock. I will give you a wrestler named Killer Clown, or Crazy. No, I'll give you Crazy Killer Clown. I'm sure he's up to level like 16 or 20 already. If you want a pre-made Wrestler Unstoppable wrestler, I'm the person to talk to.
Can you rename it DJ Host the Killer Clown?
Sure. We can name it anything, anybody we want.
Oh, God. Yeah, my experience of it is limited, but it's certainly fun and addicting. It'll get you sucked in enough to make you go after each of the goals. And I know that's another criticism that some people, I know you have, Rev, which is sometimes the goals seem all but achievable, like 5 matches in a row or something?
Yeah, yes, it is. Nathan will attest to that. How hard is it to win 5 in a row?
Well, let me put it this way. I have won 4 in a row really easily and then gone back for my 5th and gotten the shit kicked out of me by the same guy I just beat 4 times in a row like nothing. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that, a lot of my moves just don't land that 5th match.
Now, do you remember the name of the first company you had to win 5 matches in a row in?
I do not.
Do you remember how you won those 5 matches in a row?
You jobbed to me using one of your wrestlers.
Yes, we cheated. And that's why I'm the dirtiest player in the game.
So the fact that, this new rumour growing due to the success of Google Plus there might be bringing in Facebook where you have to have, separate identities for certain people.
I can live with that.
You're going to come up with 10 different identities and driving license and everything for all the people.
I can.
Sweet if that could happen.
Well, okay, at least for 3. I can do it for 3 of them. And it's the only 3 I care about. I'll give the rest away. But it's like, see, at this point, you know, I cheated my way to the top. I set up matches for myself. When I needed to beat the first 5 in a row, I just wrestled against myself and clicked back and forth between names. It would have been much more convenient to have 2 computers. But, like Nathan said, when he needed to win 5 in a row, I helped him cheat. I jobbed to him all 5 matches, and he got his 5 in a row bonus and moved to another company. There's many ways around this game. There's a website called Wrestler Unstoppable for Dummies. I put it in the chat room, but for some reason I can't type in the chat room. Why that is? Any idea, Ashley?
I think you need to
refresh.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because oh, you know what? I need to close the main chat room. Yes, I do. I need to close the main chat room and launch chat in a separate window. Cue the porn music. Woo!
You mean this?
Yes. You know, I actually like that music. I do. It makes me do my sexy chair dance, and no, I'm not wearing pants.
Ooh.
I'm not drunk, but I'm very high. And my gosh, we have a guest in the chat room. Guest 10928. We'd like to thank you for being on the show. Yes. Great thing. And we'd also like to thank Andy W. in the chat room. We'd also like to thank WGS Radio co-host and the WGS Radio host, which pretty much is... Yeah, and you're the co-host, right? just trying to boost the ratings.
But all those people that, you know... I've heard that there's been quite a few people moaning at you for your ways.
My ways? Oh, yes. Yes. There are people who will not wrestle me on Wrestler Unstoppable because I cheat so bad. Being the fact that I can hit 6 dirty moves in a row. I can do a backbreaker, and then I can do a defense. They'll go to hit an eye gouge or a closed fist punch, and on their first move, they get disqualified. Well, the reason for this is what Nathan was saying about training. If your skills aren't up, well, you're not going to hit moves as often, but also, you have to master the moves. Go into your edit moves. See if you have that dirty move mastered. If it's not mastered, don't do it. And you could also have somebody like me get in an exhibition match with you and rig those matches to build up your move. I've done that too with myself. I don't have a life. I just sit here and play Wrestler Unstoppable. So, there's many...
Not 24/7, but all but 24/7. So all those people that don't like Rev's style and refuse to play him, I think we have a pretty good soundbite that I think I will convey.
Please. Just bring it, bitch! Yes, that's what I say. Just bring it, bitch. But it's funny, though. It's like, I'm actually getting hate mail on Wrestler Unstoppable. People telling me I suck, I cheat. Well, if Wrestler Unstoppable didn't want me to use the moves, they wouldn't have put them there. I wish they'd put a kick to the balls in the game. And maybe, you know, I'm trying to get them to develop one just for me called Drop the Hammer, where when I've taken enough abuse, I can pull out a gun and just shoot you. But they turned me down on that. Yeah.
Well, if that makes you the dirtiest player in the game, then I must be the biggest asshole in the game because I get hate mail because of the smack talk that I put in the rooms.
Well, see now, I've also found when you're talking trash on Wrestler Unstoppable, there's points at when you do it. Now, like if it's somebody you know, I mean, like in like the league I'm in, at certain times of the day, if you come out at a certain time of the day, click instant match. You're more than likely for an hour going to be in for 5 matches with the same 4 or 5 people over and over again. And then you type in, it's like, hey, do you need a new fan? And they'll type back, sure. You click on their name, you become their fan, you send them a message saying you got a new fan, and they'll fan you back. Because the more fans you have, the more worth you do have in a private corporation. That's what private corporations look for. They look for how many fans you have.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? Is there is a mission where you have to talk some trash. So yeah, I was going for that, and I pulled a midget wrestler, and all I said was, "Hey, shorty." Next thing I know, I'm got a freaking message battle going on with this guy who, you know, he comes on and he goes, "Oh, I heard you were picking on my friend." Well, I didn't really pick on him. The guy and I, you know, we were talking, we were laughing. I just said the "What's up, shorty" thing, and then I beat him down pretty bad. And the guy goes, "Well, I heard you're picking on my friend, and you know, why don't you pick on somebody your own size?" So, you know, I destroyed that guy, and ever since then, he's been sending me messages telling me how much of an asshole I am, along with some other people. So.
Well, like Double B was asking earlier, you know, if you don't like wrestling, are you going to like this game? Well, I'm not really sure. But if you like wrestling, you're going to love this game because there's a lot of politics in this game, and it's all rigged just like real wrestling. Sometimes the game doesn't want anyone to win. There's a gentleman I wrestle every day, and like sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's afternoon, usually in the morning, named Funk Dog. Now, Funk Dog was level 219. He's the #1 man in Elite Unstoppable, which means he's the #1 out of 250,000 players. All of a sudden, the number 97 guy is the heavyweight champion, and he's battling against the #2 guy for the belt, and they blew off Funk Dog. So now Pav Clinic is the new champion. Funk Dog is #2, and Morgasm, who's a really hot blonde cartoon chick, is the #3. So, do they pick the #2 guy, Funk Dog, to go against the heavyweight champion, who's #1? No, they picked the #3 person. They have skipped over Funk Dog 3 times for a title match, which I've spoken to him about this, and he said, like, you know, number 97 was the champion. I'm #1. What's more important? Anyone can be the champion, or can anyone be #1? I told him he does have a point there, and he could be #1 until I get there. But I got to tell you, this guy knows how to play. He sent me to Wrestler Unstoppable for Dummies, where there's cheat charts, there's defense charts, there's things on Facebook where you can go to, like, Mr. Money in the Bank Training Center. There's a VO Learning Center run by Rob Turner. He's in the top 10 on Wrestler Unstoppable, and he can answer every question you have. It's like I went to his learning center and I said, "Hey, you know, I have all my moves mastered. I win 4 matches in a row. I get to #5. How come I lose and barely can make a move?" And he typed back, "Because you suck." You know, so you got to have a sense of humor if you're asking Rob a question. But then he explained to me, not only do you have to master your moves, you have to play them in sequence a lot. He said you can change up your moves, but he said the more you play them in a regular sequence, like you hit backhand chop, double axe handle, clothesline spear, make those always your opening moves, and they will always work. Now, your next move might not work, but your opening moves will always work if you play them in the same sequence. That is something I learned, but because somebody else shared that with me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, honestly, to get any better at this game, you gotta draw on the experience of others.
WWE fans, what's your opinion?
If I was playing the game, I would like it.
Well, maybe later we can make a deal.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is WWE fans interested in this game after the way we've talked about it?
Yeah, are you actually interested in this game at all?
Yeah, I am.
I I hear feedback. That means it's time for somebody to sit in the naughty corner. But we really can't afford to do that tonight. And now, a shameless plug by our new caller, Rockin' Waves 11294. It's Chris Rogers. Take it away, Chris.
Hey guys, I just want to let everyone know to tune in to Rockin' Waves 11294, which normally airs every Friday except tonight from 1 to 5 p.m. only on blogtv.com/people/Christmaster1. And if you don't, the Iron Rev will come and shove a used Christmas tree up your butt. Now back to the show.
Yes, I will. And now, Chris, you actually have played Wrestler Unstoppable. What do you think of the game?
It's pretty good, and I'm hearing myself echo. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh.
It's all better now.
Okay. It's a pretty good game. I mean, I haven't played it in a few days, but I still enjoy it.
Well, Chris, I'm going to make the same offer to you that I've made everyone else. And I did say our next caller, didn't I, Ashley?
Oh, yes.
Chris, you were the next caller. So you can actually take over a level 33 wrestler that I have built up. I've used to build up my training skills, Chris.
Hey, guys, I gotta jet because my internet's being shut down.
Little known fact.
Thanks for dropping by, Chris.
Chris Rogers actually does already have a wrestler on there. His wrestler's name is Justin Bieber, and he enjoys losing.
But not his
You just do that as he signs out on purpose, don't you?
Well, no, actually, Justin Bieber lost his virginity, and Chris hasn't lost that yet. So, we can't give him too much crap, though. Because he's our WGS radio little man muffins.
There's nothing on there that says that Justin Bieber's lost his virginity. Only that he's with Selena Gomez.
Well, you know what? If Justin Bieber doesn't play Wrestler Unstoppable, fuck him.
Fuck him and his stupid hair asses.
He doesn't deserve to be on Wrasslin' Dirty with the rest of us.
Then, yeah. In short, if he isn't playing Wrestler Unstoppable...
Sweet cream on an ice cream sandwich! What in the blue hell are you doing?
I was just going to say he could just go blow a fucking goat. And you know what? I bet if he got a video... Did he do that?
I don't know.
Justin Bieber blew a goat. If Justin Bieber blew a goat, it would be on video and it would go viral. Pretty much anybody blowing a goat would go viral on the internet. Speaking of that, does anybody in the chat room need a link to a website where you can actually see people blow goats?
Sure, why not?
Send me an email at Rev Jake Slayer on Facebook. Be my friend. That's the Rev Jake Slayer on Facebook. REVJAKESLAYER. Send me a friend request, and I will be your training partner on Wrestler Unstoppable, and I will turn you into one of my dirty little minions in my congregation. You can even...
And if you're not down with that, then we've got quite a few words for you.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard!
My God, these things work for this show, don't they? I knew there was going to be a purpose for those someday. And once again, well, you know what? This is our first edition of Wrestler Unstoppable. And since it's only all of us here right now because our guest just left because, well, I guess offended them too, but fuck them if they can't take a joke. It's 11:42. So, Ashley, what would make a good ending song for the show?
I don't know. Let's scroll through the list.
Oh, you know what? You know what I want to hear right now? This. I thought I wanted to hear it. Play, you cock-sucking cock monkey.
This is the Studley man, Ashley. And I'm looking for my cowbell.
Everybody dance in your chair. Woo!
Oh, I found it. Right, let's go, boys, from the top. 1, 2, 3.
American dream. He's just a common man, working hard with his hands. He's just a common man, working hard for the man.
Using his mouth.
He's
American. No, he's not American. He's British because he's Ashley, the Studley man, the British Queen. And once again, I would like to thank everybody, especially my closest friends, because they're the only ones here right now, to the first edition of Wrasslin Dirty, the show totally dedicated to Wrestler Unstoppable, the greatest game on Facebook. Anything anybody else wants to fit in, please do now. If you want to give out your Facebook name, if you want to get some training partners, or you just want to tell me to go fuck myself, feel free.
All I gotta say is if you don't play Wrestler Unstoppable, well then fuck you.
And once again,
a sober guy, I would say play it. Don't become too addicted to it because, you know, it may make you go too far. I don't think Rev is fully addicted to it yet. But he's pretty close. He's pretty close.
And yes, no matter how bad the show is tonight, our listeners, I'm coming back next week because I actually took money to do 4 weeks of this. And thank you for joining us on Wrestler Unstoppable. And remember, this Saturday night at 8 p.m., it's Game Up with Ashley, the Studley man, and possibly Billy Boudreaux and the rest of us. And then on Sunday night, before Hardcore Justice at 6 p.m., it's our pay-per-view prediction show. And then Wednesday night, it's back to Wrestle Down with Double B, Billy Boudreaux, Andy S.O.B., Nathan the Prick, Ashley the Studley man, sometimes this little fucker named Mick, Team Gooch, WWE fan who we always enjoy, and myself, the Iron Reverend, Jake Slayer, the dirtiest player on Wrestler Unstoppable. Woo!
I think the appropriate way to finish a Rev Jake hosted show is actually one that I'm going to give to you, Rev. Okay. Cue the porno music.
I feel sexy and I'm not wearing that.
This episode of Wrestling Dirty with Rev Jake Slayer has been brought to you by WGS-TV.